to another day, another episode of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Disney layoffs hit Marvel Studios hard. We're going to be talking about PlayStation 5 retail sales in Japan hit a crisis-level low after price hike. We're going to talk about Battlefield 6 reveals details of the new Operation game mode. We're going to talk about Starfield. PlayStation 5 launches to mid. The RPG has sold an estimated of 140,000 copies. And then we're going to talk about Marathon testing a Battle Royale-ish mode in offering to casuals. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. What's going on, chat? Let me see who's all here this morning. Aku, good morning. Sarge, good morning. Jason, good morning. Altern, Wonder Rose, Scott Wilson. Who else am I missing here? Brain Eclipse, good morning. Travis, good morning. Jesse Mack, Dolphin, Water Bear, good morning. If you keep coming in, good morning to you all. I appreciate you, Big Mo. What's going on, Mr. Z? If you guys can't tell, I'm getting a little, I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know if it's allergies because we're in that time frame in Florida where the pollen is like falling and my nose, I can feel my brain, right, is getting like clogged. I don't know if it's a cold that my son gave me, brought home from school, or if it's like this sinus infection happening. I have no idea. So if you hear me a little bit, I'm feeling a little nasally. What's going on, chat? Dolphin, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Roic, good morning. Dolphin's got a new membership. Not a new membership. He's got like, I forget how many months it is. It's like 30, 32, 31, something like that. You're up there. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right. Let's get to the very first topic. We try to... the way the thumbnail is the main story, and the main story is right off the front. We are a live show, obviously. If you're here live, you know that. If you watch this after the fact on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We also do breakout videos as well. So at the end of each story, I wrap it up like it's the end of the segment. So it's not the end of the show. We do a live show for 2.5 hours a day. All right. The first story. Okay. Magic Dolphin with the gifted membership. Appreciate you, bud. Thank you very much for the gifted membership. Disney layoffs. Disney layoffs hit Marvel Studios hard. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just cover news stories, have conversations, give you my thoughts and opinions on the article as we read it for the first time on stream, and then we get your thoughts and opinions on the live channel as well. So Disney layoffs hit hard with Marvel Studios, okay? It says the Walt Disney Company announced a massive layoff this week to streamline operations. According to a memo from the new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, the cuts will affect about 1,000 employees across the arms of Disney's media holdings, including studio, TV networks, sports, and experiences. What I find interesting about this, just in the first paragraph here, guys, is that Bob Iger, the last CEO, who was... the majority of the CEO, then he gave it to Bob Chapek, and then Bob Chapek got let go, and then Bob Iger came back. Now Josh D'Amaro's taking over. Bob Iger was big on all of the entertainment things as far as TV, sports, and all that stuff, and that's what he did. Now the new guy's coming in. He understands video games a little bit. He's trying to make a deal with Epic, and he's getting rid of all the stuff that Bob Iger put in front of him, right? Do you see what happens with the way that organizations are? A CEO does one thing, and then another CEO comes in and says, I don't like the way you're doing it, and changes it. And this is why corporations like struggle, because they define their identity of what they're doing instead of doing things that were right. Now, obviously, Disney's been struggling with the media and stuff lately, right? The Star Wars brand's at the lowest point it's ever been. The Marvel brand's at the lowest point it's ever been. So a lot of stuff is going wrong for Disney just on the media side. It says... one division hit hard is Marvel, which is losing staff from both New York and Burbank across most areas of organization, including film, TV production, comics, franchise, finance, and legal. This includes nearly the entire Academy Award-winning visual development team at Marvel Studios. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How do you let go of the best people in the industry making stuff for you. Like, obviously, there's more going on behind the scenes if it has to do with AI. I would assume. I worked in the film industry for 20 years. 20 years. I worked my way up from production assistant all the way up to camera operator. I was in part of the union. Okay. And what they love to do, I was an independent contractor basically the entire time. Obviously, anybody wants the stability of a job, right? So if you're a camera guy, you want to work for some, sports team, because that if I work for a basketball team, I got, 41 games at home. I think it's 82 game season. If I work at a baseball stadium, I have 82 games. You know what I mean? Like, there's consistency for months and stuff. If you work for a movie studio, you know that no matter what comes in, you're going to get you're going to get money, and you're going to get a job. But what they like to do, the companies, they like to fire, right? They like to fire people.
At Magic Dolphin 474 celebrates 32 months of membership. My thing is bugged, haha. Side note, I got a good laugh on your Artemis 2 stuff in Discord.
Thank you very much for... Oh, did I click the wrong one? No, is this one? Sorry. Dolphin, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Or not for the super chat, but the 32 months. I knew it was up there. I was like 31, 30, 31. He says, my thing is bugged out. Side note, I got a good laugh at your Artemis 2 stuff in Discord. Dude, I'll go off on that in a tangent after this. Okay? Well, I was so upset about the camera work and stuff that was going on for the Artemis stuff. We'll get to that. But in the industry, they want to get rid of the people that are full-time, right? Just so they can get a contract. So I guarantee you, they fire all these people, but these people are going to be in the phone book, and they'll be like, "Hey, can you come back and work with us?" And of course, they'll take the job. Right? It says these artists, illustrators, character designers, environmental designers, and other technical specialists responsible for the look of Marvel film, TV, television production, from Avengers to the Guardians of the Galaxy to Daredevil. Many had been in the Marvels for decades or more. Well, apparently something's going on over there, because you guys are stinking up the place, right? Nearly the entire department has been let go, with only a skeleton crew of full-time production staff remaining in a place of coordinated to hiring resources of per project basis. There you go. That's exactly what they've done. They've always done this, by the way. Reports on social media posts discussing the layoffs begin circulating on public and private channels midday on Tuesday. Sources familiar with the layoffs say that it is largely due to the previously announced reduction in the Marvel Studio production slate, along with the general cost-cutting and workforce reduction announced by Disney. It does not appear that the specific jobs were eliminated for reasons involving AI that we know of, which has been a driver behind other shakeups in creative industry. Okay. It says some of the visual development artists will transition from full-time to contract status on per project basis, right? Disney movie comes in amidst a massive wave of job losses by creative professionals across the entertainment, advertising, video game, and media production industries. It says, I quote, I know this is hard, DeMauro says, wrote in a memo to employees. These decisions are not reflected to any contributions or the overall strength of the company, rather than the reflect of the continuous evaluation of how more effectively manage our resources, reinvest in our business. Okay, so there you go. I knew that was it, right? They're like, what they're really saying is, there's a lot of people just sitting around doing nothing right now. So why don't we fire them? You guys are fired. We're not paying for your medical. We're not paying for anything like that anymore, right? But we'll call you back when we need you, which... obviously, they'll need them. And obviously, if they are good at their job, they'll get the job. Again, all depends on what their price is. Now they can afford them, because now they're not paying them full time. But yeah, welcome to the movie industry. A lot of other industries do the exact same thing. This happens all the time. They get rid of you because they don't have to pay your benefits. They don't have to pay your stuff. This is why unions are good for people in the industry like this, because when I'm not working, I also can apply for unemployment and get money, and then they put towards my retirement and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Look, I don't know what's going on with Disney as far as Marvel. Just, what are we talking about? 2008 was Iron Man. Here we are almost 20 years later, right? 18 years later. And they've taken the Marvel brand and made it to the stratosphere. There's no other franchise that made as many movies and made as much money as all of those movies made. And here we are, just 18 years later, and Marvel's name is so tainted and it's in the garbage, it's in the trash can right now for Disney. Imagine having this franchise that they bought in what they bought it in 2008, or did they buy it in 2012? No, they bought it in 2012. Or was that Star Wars? I forget which one it is. I think they bought that in 2008. I forget when they picked up Marvel Studios. I'm trying to think now. It's like 2007, 2008 is when they purchased it. And then they picked up Star Wars in 2012, right? Imagine having the two of the biggest franchises in the entire world. And now you're like, I don't know how to make money, right? The show after show after show after movie, right? The Marvel films were all a bust. I don't care what anyone says. From when 2000 after Endgame to now, everyone's like, "Oh, no, Shang-Chi was good. The Eternals was good." They were shit. They were shit. They lost money. They didn't make money. They lost money, right? Even the other movies that came out, right? Love and Blunder, okay, the Thor movie was shit. They were absolute garbage. They all lost money, okay? The only ones that were making money were the big name ones, and obviously Spider-Man, which wasn't even owned by Disney, which was making more money for Disney for their cut than the actual movies themselves, from Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals, Captain Marvel. All these movies, they bombed. They went from the pinnacle peak of top quality to the bottom of the barrel with this. That's just Marvel. Here we are. We're just a month away from Grogu and Mando. Nothing's being said. The box office projection for Star Wars film is $85 million. Opening weekend is projected to be $85 million. That is abysmal. Okay. So I don't know what they're doing over at Disney, right? As far as they're looking to buy Epic, they're firing people from the award-winning studios at Marvel. Maybe it's a good thing. I'll be honest. Maybe Josh D'Amaro looked at the company and was like, yeah, the movies have sucked the last 6 years. We need to get rid of the people that are in the company. And you have to remove them. You have to remove them. It's easier just to remove the entire group than to nitpick and go, well, do we fire Sarah and Todd and Kenny, right? Because there's a lot of bureaucracy behind that. They're just like, just get rid of everybody. Just get rid of everybody. Put them on contract work. If they want to come back, we'll hire them back. And then if it works out, we can bring them back onto full time, right? It's much easier to get rid of everybody, clean house, and then try to figure out who was the cause of the problem before, right? But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think's happening with Disney? What do you think's happening with Marvel Studios? Can they come back? Can they ever get back to the pinnacle point of, let's say, 2010, 2015, when Marvel was just shooting on all cylinders? Or is it over? You let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and please check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Let me hear what you guys have to say in the live chat. Right? What do you guys think about Disney and Marvel Studios and the way they're just got rid of 1,000 employees from all visual aspects? Let's see here. Mr. Z says, you guys are talking about GTA. Let's see. You guys are talking about GTA, going back and forth. Fable's really triggered people today, huh? You guys are really into. Waterbear says they need to sell MCU to someone who actually cares, or at least put someone in charge of the MCU who actually knows what the fuck they're doing. Where is Kevin Feige? Kevin Feige has been absolutely quiet, man. He hasn't said dilly squat. El Dente says, let's go. Let's get Marvel quality over quantity. I'm asking, I don't know. I haven't even watched the first Daredevil season on Disney Plus. Is Daredevil season 2 good? I hear mixed things. I hear it's like watching paint dry. There's like no Daredevil in a Daredevil show. Water Bear says Kevin will return in Doomsday with everyone else. Jesse Mack says, well, rip the Avengers Doomsday. Good luck. Why Disney just firing Marvel, not Star Wars? Star Wars having more problems. Next up is they already made layoffs of the Star Wars. They haven't made a Star Wars movie in 6 years. You understand that, right, Jesse? There's been 0 Star Wars films since 2019. There's no one to fire in Star Wars. The only people working on Star Wars in the film industry is Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. Everybody else is contract workers or they work for Lucasfilm. There's no one making anything. No films, just Andor, right? And shitty shows that have come out since the movies. What's going on, Roadkill? Jason says Daredevil sucks from what I've heard. Yeah, I haven't heard a lot of good things about it. Didn't they just make a Ryan Gosling movie? Yeah, they made it. Was it Star Squadron? I think it's called, or something like that. Not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. Especially since Grogu and Mando, or Mando and Grogu was supposed to be the kickoff point, and then season 2 of Ahsoka, and then it goes into supposedly another season of Obi-Wan, and then there's the Ryan Gosling film. Still, 6 years since the last movie came out for Star Wars. Jason says I only cared about X-Men 97 season 2. Haven't seen it yet. First season I liked. Mr. Z says Disney Star Wars is filmed in the UK usually, so no one to lay off. Studio. Starfighters, that's what it's called. Thank you, Jesse Mack. They've contracted people for decades. Yeah, the film industry is always like that. Always been like that. I would have loved, don't get me wrong, right? If I was still in the business and Marvel hired me and I worked on one film, of course I want to work on the next one. It's almost like being full-time, right? You just want to keep working, just like anybody else. You want to make that money. El Dente says, I want you to know that I have AC unit guy, and you asked about Daredevil, and he said that Daredevil is great. The AC guy, he's in your house right now. Is it, all right, ask the AC guy, El Dente, is he still in the room with you? All right, let me bring him up to the screen, okay? Is Daredevil on Disney Plus as good as Daredevil on Netflix? I want to hear what the AC guy says. Let me know. Translate for me. Let me know what he has to say. Right? Let me know if he thinks that Disney Plus Daredevil is better than Netflix Daredevil. You can't do that? You know damn well. Well, I just want to know if he says that it's good. I want to know if he watched I'm just trying to get a base level here. I just want to know if he's seen the Netflix Daredevil. It's a base. I'm not putting this guy on the spot. El Dente, you ask him. He can fix your AC. He can ask a simple question. Just ask if he likes Netflix better than Disney Plus. That's all. Yeah, you brought him into this. That's right, Sarge. I didn't bring him into this. I didn't know there's an AC guy and you're fixing your AC unit. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Or ask which one he likes better. Yeah, that's it. Just ask. Just be like, which one do you like better? Netflix, Daredevil, or Disney Plus? Jesse Mack says, Daredevil Season 2, Episode 1 and Episode 2 is very slow, but starting to get better. Okay? Aku says, this AC guy sounds like one of Travis's friends. No. It says the Punisher one looks so good. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. El Dente is like, all right, the guy on the stream wants to know if you like Daredevil on Disney Plus better than Netflix. He's like, you don't have to answer it. You don't have to answer it. He's like, I like Disney Plus. I'm like, oh, I can't. We can't. Disqualified. If you've seen both, Netflix. He said he likes Netflix more. All right, he's credible. All right, we can listen to the AC guy. All right, El Dente, tell him to stop fixing your AC. Get on a call. I want to know if he likes. I want to know if what he likes about it. The Disney Plus show. It's good. It's not great, right? Let's sit down with an interview with the AC guy. All right, he's got credibility. He's under pressure. He was like, all right, I like the Netflix better. So it's good. It's not great. It's passable, is what you're saying on the. Again, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of the Daredevil on Disney Plus. So I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm just asking. I hear not so good things. All right. I like how you brought him up. You're like, I don't want to put him on the spot. You did. I didn't put a calling out there. Does anybody have an AC guy out there that was watching Daredevil and would like to chime in? Dudley says, I personally love Disney Plus show, but the Netflix one is better. You know what I can't get? I can't get the vision out of my head of Daredevil doing the walk of shame in the She-Hulk show. I can't get that vision out of my head. They took Daredevil and betafied him. No man with any standards is doing a walk of shame. Okay? Is doing a walk of shame. He did a walk of shame. Hopefully, whoever came up with that idea of the walk of shame for Daredevil, okay, was fired by tomorrow. And if they're not, and they're still on the skeleton crew, well, then we know where the problem lies. Waterbear says, after the first episode of season 1, if it doesn't get good again until the last episode, really? Oh, boy. So you're saying just watch the first episode, watch the last episode, skip everything else. Jason says, Kingpin lost to Kate Bishop, and Echo is already shit because of that. That's true, and that wasn't even in the Daredevil show. That was in the Hawkeye show and the Echo. Do you know what, Jason? I totally forgot about the Echo show. Echo. I literally forgot they even made it. I forgot they made it. There should have been a comma there. Like Disney. I gotcha. Okay. Jesse Mack says Netflix Daredevil will kill Born Again series, but the Netflix series already out a little bit of the storyline Born Again in the Netflix Daredevil series. Echo doesn't exist either. Yeah, I totally forgot. Echo's like the one. It's like She-Hulk, Echo, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Black Widow. They all go into the particle collider era of our lives where we completely like that. I don't know what timeline that was. Whatever timeline that was, I almost forgot about them completely. Someone turned on the particle accelerator, and we got those shows, that whole timeline that happened. We were actually living in Thanos. We were in Endgame. We actually were in the Endgame. When Thanos snapped his fingers and deleted half the people, that's actually what happened in actual life. We were like, what timeline are we in? Why do I keep making up fake TV shows? Yeah. Remember that show, Boba Fett and Obi-Wan? Yeah, we're in the Thanos anus timeline, right? Like, when he snapped his fingers, we literally, in time, changed to a different timeline. All right, going on to the next story. Speaking of different timelines, we have PS5 retail sales in Japan hit a crisis-level low after price hike. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay? We just read the articles for the first time. Then I give you my thoughts and opinions on the article. I get your thoughts and opinions after the article. If you guys like it, hit that like button. Okay? PS5 retail sales in Japan hit a crisis-level low. Crisis, guys. Crisis-level low. Price after price hike. Okay? The ongoing RAM shortage has an unprecedented effect on gaming, which the price of current generation consoles continue to rise. Normally, 5 years into the console generation, the price is expected to have dropped significantly, but the shortage of components has had the opposite effect for the first time ever. However, PlayStation's latest price hike this year, which also came into effect on April 2nd, 2026, has dealt a major blow in PlayStation 5 retail sales, at least in Japan, as gamers seem to be exploring alternatives. Okay, it says according to Famitsu retail sales data for the week of March 30th to April 5th, during which the price increase came into effect, only 558 PlayStation 5s were sold. Ouch. Holy Christ. Now you're wondering, I'm also wondering, how many sold before? It said compared to 2,801 in the previous week. You put that into context, that's figure almost equal to Xbox Series X sales of 525 in the week. The previous week, only 26 Xbox X's consoles were sold. Wait a minute. So before the price increase, everyone was buying. They bought 2,801 PlayStations the previous week before. Price went up. It went down to 1/4. Less than 1/4. 558 PlayStations were sold. And the same week, 525 Xbox were sold, and they only sold 26 the week before. So that went up. Like 8 times? Interesting. While the figure doesn't necessarily mean gamers are ditching PlayStation 5 for Xbox Series X, it should still worry Sony because the lifetime sales of Xbox X in Japan stand at 325,952. Well, that was 500 less before, compared to PlayStation 5's 5,910,000. The two shouldn't have nearly equal weekly sales whatsoever. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that the fact that it dropped from 2,800 to 558. Again, we're talking about a very small window. You would have to wait to see like what this week and the next week and the next month and 2 months and 6 months down the line if someone did a report like this to tell us how many sales happened if they went off the cliff. This is just in a very small window, but it's still very impressive that they went down. They went down 5 times and Xbox went up 8 times. Right? It's more than that. It's like a 20 times, right? 20 times, right? Because 26 to 50 to 5,000 or 525, they were only selling 26 Xboxes a week. Now they're selling 525. That's crazy. The PlayStation 5 Pro had a similar bad week with only 840 consoles sold, down from 4,662 the previous week. Those are scalpers right there, guys. Scalpers all bought it. They're like, price is going up. 4,662 people in Japan bought it. The following week, these guys are idiots. Those are idiots. 840 idiots bought a more expensive console from a Monday to a Tuesday. That's right. I said it. They're idiots. Okay. They didn't buy it before when it was cheap in the 4,662 range. Those people are smart. Scalpers, whatever. They're like, I'm going to buy it before it goes up in price. 840 Japanese idiots bought the console after it went up just 24 hours later. Okay, the only PlayStation consoles that wasn't affected was the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, whose sales were slightly up in Japan, 12,141 from 11,941 the previous week. The data showed the most buyers still prefer Japanese-only digital consoles, pointing to what the console future looks like in that country. Well, 100%, right? 100%. Hardware sales, total sales of Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan topped 5 million units. They love them. They love that Nintendo, man. They love that Nintendo. Big drops, the standard for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro with the new price increase. PlayStation 4 no longer tracked. Okay, 9.5 million sales, of which 1.6 million is the PlayStation 4 Pro. Okay. It says the week was largely a good one for Xbox, though, which is strange because the console hasn't had much luck in the country. Xbox Series S also saw an uptick of sales from 61 to 129. These are such small numbers. I feel personally attacked. I feel like I'm talking about my YouTube channel. Like 61 to 129. That's abysmal. It's fucking abysmal. 129 is still abysmal. The Xbox Series X Digital Edition, on the other hand, dropped from 353 units in the week of March 23rd to March 29th to 278. in the week of March 30th to April 5th. Overall, Xbox has every reason to be impressed by the new trend, as the combined lifetime sales of all Xbox consoles in Japan is still less than 1 million. Jesus Christ. Nintendo retained the top spot in Japan in terms of console sales, though the total sales figures has also dropped across the board. Switch 2 sales dropped slightly from 59,543 from 65,725 the previous week. The Switch OLED also dropped from 8,722 to 7,468, and the Switch from 4,963 to 4,067, and the Switch Lites from 4,857 to 4,807. However, the number are hardly enough to class panic for Japanese most dominant console brand. They love Nintendo over there, man. They love Nintendo over there. While also hardware sales are not the main source of revenue for the gaming giant, they're also a vital indicator that the company's overall financial health, because though the console that players buy new games and engage with new company content. As a result of the drop sales, the share price for gaming companies fell slightly, which released figures, although long-term impact remains to be seen. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens long-term. What an abysmal God! Even when Xbox is like, they're like, we outsold, we went up a shit ton. They still couldn't outsell, even when PlayStation dropped to 558. Okay, the best week they had was 525. So bad, but I guess that's much better than only selling 26. They only sold 26 the week before. Now they sold 525, but that's a big deficit there. 558 PlayStations compared to 2,800. So you would think that PlayStation would be much more popular in Japan, but they only have 5 million sales total. 5.9 out of the 95 million sales, or 90 million, 95 million sales of Xboxes. 5.9 only in the over there. That's crazy. I would love to see numbers like this in the United States. Of course, they won't do that. They'll never do that. Okay, they will never do that. They will never share those numbers. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Crowded House says, Mike, I might actually go see Masters of the Universe just to do me a favor. Don't tell my wife. I hope she wasn't watching when I read that out loud. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize if she's in the room right now. She's like walking by the kitchen. She's like, what did you say? Crowded. Is that you? What do you mean you're going to go see Masters of the Universe? What do you mean? You told me you were going to watch that piece of shit. Sorry. I apologize. You should have said, don't read this out loud. Just Enough says, we might just have the same algorithm. I see you're commenting on every marathon video I watch. Let me. That's so random. Let me tell you something. The marathon guys, they are out into full force, right? They are so upset, and the people that, I'm sorry to bring it up, Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert sold 5 million units, by the way. Okay, which is off by a week. I said last week they would sell by Wednesday 5 million, and they sold 4 million. So they sold another million this week. But my point is, they posted 5 million units, and people were like, this game's a piece of shit. This is a terrible game. And I was just like, what's wrong with you people? Waterbear says, coffee shop, farm games, Zelda, Metroid, Pokemon, and Mario Baby. So 30. Consoles aren't selling like hotcakes unless you're Nintendo. That's exactly right, Water. And even then, they're not selling like hotcakes here. Nintendo's not selling like hotcakes here. They're down 32%. 32%. Not selling very well here. Sarge says, why are they doing weekly sales numbers now? Are we out troll points to make? I don't know. It's a good point, Sarge. I don't know why they're telling weekly sales. They've never been a better time to stay on PlayStation 4, imagine, right? Like, the best time to be a PlayStation 4 owner right now is right now. Jesse Mack says, I'll watch Masters of the Universe movie only for the memes. Only for the memes. Mr. Z says, I don't buy hotcakes, I make them. I'm confused. El Dente says, I sold the most consoles on this Tuesday at 3:45 p.m. Eastern. I mean, right now, I'm the most watched live YouTube stream that's talking about this subject right now on a Wednesday at 10:34 a.m. I mean, prove me wrong. Nobody else is talking about this weekly projection. Travis says, imagine being pissed that another game sold 5 million copies when there are far worse games that sold 30 million copies. I love that. I love that you're saying that, knowing that you're the guy who hated on the game that was 30 million. I love that you said that. I actually excited for He-Man movie. I don't know. It looks kind of cheesy. It looks. I'm not going to disagree with you. It does look cheesy. Okay, I get the vibe of. I don't know why they do this, right? A lot of movies now seem like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Guardians of the Galaxy and almost like a Thor Ragnarok feel. Okay, that's what that movie feels like to me. Master of the Universe feels like a Guardians of the Galaxy, or but it just worse. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't really excite me in any way, shape, or form. People are pissed about Crimson Desert. Oh yeah, crowd, you haven't noticed? Maybe you haven't been around our stream the last 3 weeks. There's people that will literally come in the channel. We're not even talking about the game. Right? We're talking about something completely different. We're like, man, I really like the game mechanic in Windrose. They're like, yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as Crimson Desert. You're like, the hell? We weren't even talking about Crimson Desert, right? They'll start, Crimson Desert's a piece of shit. There's nothing in there as a substance. I don't understand why anyone's playing. And I'm like, where did Crimson Desert hurt you? Point towards the doll. Show me on the doll, where did Crimson Desert hurt you? Mr. Z says, He-Man turned into Skid. Go with the memes. Oh, turned into the Skid. Go with the memes. Size of He-Man, whatever. But Skeletor's voice, don't modernize. We knew they were going to change his voice. We said it. Soon as they said it, sure, the first trailer, and I'm like, they're not going to do the voice. They're going to make his voice super deep. They're going to make, I'm Skeletor. And that's exactly what they did. This is what's going to happen. Are you ready? In the movie, He-Man and Skeletor are fighting. He kicks Skeletor in the nuts. Okay? And all of a sudden, his voice changes to, He-Man. And he starts to, that would be turning into the Skid, right? If they injure him in some way, shape, or form to make his voice change into what we want Skeletor's voice to be, they might win me over. But they made his voice deep. Fuck them. Skeletor's voice is, Skeletor. Roic says consoles are selling like the hash browns patty that no one wanted. They give them to you with your meal. Yeah, nobody wants them. Jesse Max says, I hope Sony doesn't get hacked again to make their console price go down in price. Maybe they will. 15 times the charm. Crimson Desert stole their child. That was Fortnite, but yes, I guess so. Yeah, where did Unga hit you with the axe? Waterbear says, bro, as soon as I heard Skeletor's voice, I threw my headphones. We knew they were going to do it. We knew. Come on. You've been here long enough to know that they were going to do that. Sarge says, don't laugh, bro. That's plausible. That they hit him and make his voice high pitch? Maybe. Dude, I hope you're right. That'd be so epic. They end it with Skeletor's voice going into your, He-Man. They would win me over. I'd be like, all right, that's pretty good, even though I predicted it. I wonder if he calls Beastman a boob. Probably not. Was Skeletor's voice deep in the other master? That's a movie That's a movie I put in the backlog of I don't give a shit. That He-Man with Dolph Lundgren was so bad. The Cosmic Key. The only thing that movie did to me. The only thing that movie did to me is every time I see. Hold on. Every time I see one of these things. Every time I see a picture of a tower, a specific tower. Let me see. Do they show it? Every time I see this picture of a cell phone tower, I'm driving down the road, I point at it and go, that's the Cosmic Key. That's the Cosmic Key. Okay? Right? Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, that doesn't look anything like the Cosmic Key. It sort of does, right? I mean, that's the Cosmic Key, but that is the only thing I look at and see, okay? A cell phone tower. And now that I said that, I'm sorry. Every time you guys look at a cell phone tower now, you're going to be like, God damn you, 30. It does look like the Cosmic Key. That's the only thing the movie's done to me. It ruined cell phone towers for me. I was like, that's the Cosmic Key. Rogue says they also reversed the voice in He-Man is high-pitched, and Skeletor has the deep voice. That's because He-Man hasn't gone through puberty yet. Yeah. You know, they should have made the He-Man movie, Master of the Universe, like a Flash Gordon movie. It's not. Crowded said, I almost forgot about the Cosmic Key. Oh my God. The Garbage Pail Kids is exactly that. It's in the garbage. Travis says, Jared Leto kills another franchise. At this point, he deserves a reward. But can you hear the cosmic music? I can. Yeah. It's such a bad movie. Such a bad movie. Just Enough says, my cell tower looks like a bad Christmas tree. Oh, we have those too. Yeah, we have these where they the skies. Where they do this. There's some bad ones out there, right? We have one like this, right? Where I don't know if I can. No. What's happening here? Oh, fuck you and your ad blocker. Yeah, where the Cosmic Key is hidden in the tree, right? Hidden in the tree. Or you have a tree like this, right? Where all the trees are like small, and this one tree is like a fucking redwood tree. And you're like, that's not disguising the tree. That sticks it out worse. Yeah, it's like it's putting Andre the Giant with a bunch of midgets around him, okay, and saying, "Try to find Andre the Giant. Who can find him?" Right? It's like he's standing right there. I can see him. He's right there. Maybe they have two different versions. They're testing the voice. Probably not. The 5G towers don't look like that anymore. I don't know what to tell you, Buzz. All I'm saying is, regardless of the way they look like, every time I see a cell tower, I think of the Cosmic Key. Regardless of what they look like now, I'm just letting you know, when I see a cell tower, for 40 years of my life, I look at it and go, that's the Cosmic Key. One cell tree to rule them all. Mo says, on the other note, the Earth flat, I'm hearing. It is. Yeah, it's all flat. Jesse Mack says, I bet with the man fights Skeletor, he gets injured enough and make off what the fuck, Jared Leto. What are you doing with my universe? I don't know why. They're like, you know who could play Skeletor? Jared Leto. The cult leader? Yeah. I think he would make a great Skeletor. Okay. You don't think he's a little too thin to be Skeletor? We'll fix it in post. They won't even know it's Jared Leto. Let's put Jared Leto in the Skeletor outfit. Let's even change his voice. You won't even know it's Jared Leto. Great. Until you announce it's Jared Leto. And then it ruins it. What is it actually turns out to be great? Okay. You let me know when it turns out to be great, and then I will be a fair weather fan that comes in afterwards and says, oh, cool, they made a good He-Man film that doesn't look like Guardians of the Galaxies or Love and Thunder. I'm going to just... I'm just going to put this out here, Mo. I think I'm going to be more right. I know you're a half full guy, and I'm a half empty guy, but what if, right? What if? I mean, it could. Travis says, real great or Halo TV show. Right now, Mo said that he's also having to talk about the elephant in the room. That is true. What if? What if the actual Halo TV show was good? Mo thinks it's good, but what about if it actually was good? They would be on like season 4 now, wouldn't they? All right, going on to the next topic. Why is Jared Leto in? No, that's not the topic. The next topic is my favorite game to hate. My favorite game to hate. I love Battlefield series. Battlefield is my favorite series. I love Battlefield. Okay, love Battlefield, but I haven't purchased a Battlefield now going on 10 years. I didn't buy Battlefield 5. We played it when it was, later on, where we paid, I think, a total of, $10, whatever it was. So I didn't buy it full price when it came out. We didn't buy Battlefield 2042 at all because that's on Game Pass. And then Battlefield 6, we played the demo, and we absolutely had a blast with the demo, but or the beta, I should say, not the demo, right? But then we played the beta, and I was like, it's good, it's fun, but I see your tricks, EA and Battlefield. I see your tricks, and I was 100% spot on. You can go watch my videos in the past. But Battlefield's still ticking. Skeleton Crew, like Skeletor, right? Just still going up the hill. Battlefield 6 reveals details of a new operations game mode. Okay, if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We just cover a news story, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, and then we get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat as well. Okay. The brand new Battlefield 6 mode, Operations, how do you say that? Auger, is here, and players who have yet to check it out have plenty of details to look over before jumping into the action. Battlefield 6 has been returned to form for a lot of longtime players. Hold on, let's check that out. Battlefield 6 Steam charts. Let's go check that out. Yeah, longtime fans they all came back. Yeah, 774,000. We got 11 million people that purchased this game. Okay, no one's playing it now. Long-term players, in addition of Operation, it might be one of the biggest modes that the game has seen yet. Well, when you take a map and you shrink it down to the size of a pinhead, and then you make that pinhead the size of a nail head, and then you take that nail head and you make it the size of a stone, you're like, that stone's really big compared to the pinhead. Yeah. Okay, Battlefield 6 Season 2 has also been well underway since February, with 3 phases planned for the season's duration. The third phase goes live today with the Hunter/Prey update. The first phase added features like the contaminated map, while the second phase brought forth some of the fun additions, including the Hagento base map and the dirt bikes. Ooh, dirt bikes! Why didn't you guys tell me there was dirt bikes in here? Okay, maybe now I still won't play it. Battlefield 6 April's update is closing out the phase with a bang. Though the arrival of Operations pays homage to the beloved franchise mode with the revamped vibe. Okay, well, let's watch this, shall we? Let's let's watch this.
Operation Auger links the new Season 2 maps Contaminated and Hagenthal Base in a reimagining of the classic fan-favorite mode, Operations. Just like the original, attackers fight to capture key sectors while defenders try to stop their advance. But in Battlefield 6, we've pushed and optimized this mode to lean heavily into squad and tactical play. The fight kicks off on the rocky terrain of Contaminated.
Hold on. I don't know if you guys know this.
Pushed and optimized.
He just dropped the cosmic key on the ground. You see that? It's a modified cosmic key.
This mode to lean heavily into squad and tactical play. The fight kicks off on the rocky terrain of Contaminated, where attackers can use the BL7 smoke to their advantage and push their opponents back, while defenders hold the high ground and fortified positions against the oncoming onslaught. After securing the surface sectors, you'll descend into the depths of Hagenthal Base. Whether your squad decides to go in all guns blazing, tactically snipe from the rear, or blast through to open new flanks, this is where the battle really heats up. We can't wait for your squad to jump in and experience Operation Auger, deploying on April 14th.
I mean, have fun playing against bots. Here's the last update, right? There's the February update. All right, look at that huge tick. Look at that huge tick. It says, yesterday, Battlefield Studios released a in-depth preview operations to prepare players to brand new game mode. What makes the game mode so special is that the multi-map setup combines Battlefield 6 Contaminated map and the Hagenthal base, and also added an early Season 2 phase into one epic battle. In the culmination of everything else also the season has worked on to build up, it will also have served a throwback for fans, or to have been waiting for developers to add operations-like mode. This is EA's game plan, by the way, right? Take something out of the game. People ask and go, hey, how come Operations is not in Battlefield 6? And they're like, hey, don't tell them, guys. We got something planned for them. For the live service game, we took a game mode out of the game so we can hold it back, so we can put it in the game and be like, ta-da! Ta-da! Guys, we got Operations in the game. Be like, okay, how come that wasn't... It was in Battlefield 1. It was in Battlefield 5. It was in Battlefield 2042. How come it wasn't in Battlefield 6? Ta-da! Here it is. Here it is. It's here, guys. It's here. Aren't you excited? A brief rundown of how Operations works. Sector-focused combat and defense. Features 9 total sectors between Contaminated and Hagenthal. No respawns on control objectives, and 3 Ballistons, okay? In order to officially win Operations, okay, forces have to beat all 3 of NATO's battalions. On the flip side, NATO forces have to capture all of the 9 sectors on being controlled at the PAX. And the new Battlefield 6 map being put in the spotlight tasks players with defending or attacking every possible corner. And each side is going to have to approach every sector differently. Yeah, but great, but that's one Operations. One Operations. You can go play Battlefield 1 right now. There's like 9 operation modes. Some of the best gameplay you'll ever play in a Battlefield game, by the way. Battlefield 1. Operations is filled with action, but the mode is simply guns blazing approach. It also means that players will have a strategy properly in order to get the upper hand. Defense will see benefits from using the items and the landmines to fend off the NATO, while vehicles and attacks will also be key to breaking through the PAX Armada forces. Battlefield 6 gas masks, also necessary for the first Contaminated focus stage, while Hagenthal Base presents the chance to blind enemy players with smoke grenades in close quarters. Operations offers diverse gameplay, which is likely to keep a lot of players immersed in the 2-stage battle. A lot of players, guys. Lots and lots of players. Okay, if you haven't played the game in a while, despite the falling numbers of Battlefield 6 is still a major success, it's still going to be interesting to see what Season 3 was. Yeah, I don't think anyone's come back to play it. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Are you guys going to go back and play Battlefield 6? First of all, I want to know if you played Battlefield 6. Do you feel, and again, like what you like. I'm not going to make fun of you if you bought the game, because obviously you play the games that you want to play. My question to you is, you bought Battlefield 6. Does anybody have, I don't want to say regrets, but does anybody have a problem what EA is doing with this? Or are you just happy that they threw you a piece of meat in the first place? You're like, well, we got Battlefield 6. It's actually good. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Are you disappointed in what EA has done to Battlefield, where they've removed stuff, the Kona vision, basically, and then bring it back 5 years later and tell you it's a new thing? Okay. Or are you okay with them just meal piecing the same game that you already had in every single Battlefield game before that wasn't a live service game? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Eclipse says, did they not say they were going to do a new one every year for now? Or so who cares? It's over. By 2028, they say they're going to have every year, right? By 2028. Just Enough says Operations killed Rush. I like Operations. Don't get me wrong. I used to love Rush too back in the Bad Company days and stuff like that. Operations is actually really good. It actually makes you feel like a war. Makes you feel like you're actually in a battle, like tug of war type of thing. Instead of doing a map and then, beating it and then or failing, you get to keep it going back. Just Enough says Battlefield is learning from EA Sports. Yep, 100%. Crowd says, it's funny about the return to form. It's never actually a return to form. Never. Never, House. It's never a return to form. They have to tell you it's a return to form, and then you look at it and go, that's not a return to form. Jesse Mack says 30, the meaning of Auger is to predict or also serve as a sign of the future event, typically using omens. It's also used to indicate whether 6 future outcomes will be positive or negative. Okay? This is the highest amount of players playing Battlefield 6 this day at this time. That's right. This is the... Let's see. Let's do a little comparison. I know this might trigger some people. Oof. Jesus Christ. What is happening? We're talking about DICE and Bungie. What is happening? There's people that at work. This is what they'll tell you. People that love Marathon and love Battlefield are like, that's so good. There's people at work right now. There's people at work. No one's playing video games. They're all working. No, they're all playing Slay of the Spire. If they're not playing Slay of the Spire, they're playing right, trigger incoming. They're playing the single player game. They're playing the card game that no one wants to play. Hell, let's see one more. I mean, obviously this is brand new, so this is not really. Windrose just came out yesterday, and that's pulling and it hit its all-time high 3 minutes ago. Just to put it in perspective, 5 studios, 4 years, over 1,000 people worked on this game. 300, 400 people, 7 years worked on this game. Okay? Small independent studio. 4 years, I think they worked on this. There's like a handful of people working on Slay the Spire. Crimson Desert, $133 million, right? Not a huge studio, okay? That worked on Crimson Desert, right? And Windrose, 15 people. 15 people. El Dente says, I still play Battlefield 6 once in a while with a buddy of mine. I'm happy I got a piece of the meat, but it's undercooked. Jesse Mack says, no, I think it's coming back to Battlefield 6 until they get back in line to the old series again. It's never going back to the old series. That right there, Jesse Mack, is you as a fan, and I'm a fan, but I'm past that stage. It's like breaking up with your significant other or girlfriend or whatever, right? You're like, oh, they're gonna come back to me. They're gonna change. No one's changing. No one's coming back. It's over. It's over. We're hopeful as people because you love the franchise. You're like, Battlefield's coming back. It's going to come back. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. It's never going to be Battlefield again. Battlefield is gone. You will find a new Battlefield. If that's over-the-top World War II, if that's BattleBit Remaster, if that's a brand new game that comes out that takes the place of that game, but Battlefield is gone. It's gone. El Dente says, I'm overweighting to buy Crimson Desert right now. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Don't do it to yourself. If you're trying to beat another game, don't get Crimson Desert. 73,000 for Winrose. Damn. Saint says, I almost like the more, it's almost like the more just money they throw at the game versus some passion seems to be not working anymore. Yeah. Waterbear says, will Marathon come back 30 or was it ever here? I telling you, it's going to last a year. Life support, but it's going to be there. It's not going to go up. We're about to talk about Marathon. We have it's actually probably a good cross, transition because they have a new mode coming out as well. Roic says the only thing I would like them to add in Winrose is to make it so you can also move your workbenches and not around instead of having. I said the exact same thing last night, Roic. The exact same thing. I was like, I just want to move them because it makes no sense in my head that you build it, right? You break it down, you get the exact same pieces again. It's like, why do I have to break it down to then build it again? Why can't I just click it and move it over? It's almost like the engineer brain of someone made something and they don't see the simplistic factor. They make it the most complicated thing. It's like, all right, what about if they want to make a workbench again? They're like, well, they could just make another workbench. Instead of breaking this one down and then going over here, you could just make a new workbench. What about they don't have the stuff? Well, they could just break this down and give them the stuff back. Why? Why can't I just move it? Why can't I build it? Why do I have to get rid of it to build it again? Why can't I just move it from here to here? It makes no sense to me, but I agree 100%. I don't know why they make you do that. It's probably some stupid coding thing in the background. Jason says Resident Evil 9 has around the same amount of number of Marathon. Does it? Let me see. Oh my God. There's Requiem. Hey, what is happening right now? Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. Remember, single player game, right? Multiplayer game. But everyone loves live service games. Everybody loves live service games. They're going to be around forever, right? The best games out there are live service games. That's what everyone tells me. Justin Dove says Battlefield 6 sold like hotcakes for the next game would have the same business model. 100%. They'll lie to you to your faces, pretend it's really good, and then pull the rug from underneath you. Eclipse says, yeah, when that wipe happens, the people around will buy some stuff to support the game, and that's a little bit of money. When that wipe happens, Krebsy said it yesterday, when that wipe happens in Marathon, there's going to be a mass exodus to happen because the people that are casual players are going to lose their stuff that they just got because they barely can play. They're going to lose that stuff, and they're going to be like, uh-oh, this is stupid. I'm done. Mr. Z says 30. What? I have like 80 plus hours in Crimson Desert and finally decided to take on the Quarry and the Excavator boss. What is this game? Yeah. That's crazy. First of all, I love the fact that you're 80 plus hours in just getting to the Quarry boss. I fought him, I want to say, and I was late getting to him as well. I want to say I got to him around 50 hours probably. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool that we all have the same stuff in the game, but we all do it differently? I think that's cool. Just enough says, similar to Ark Survival, first game didn't have the move option. They couldn't move things without breaking until it remake. Yeah, it's so weird. This is one of those things, though, just enough that they do some really cool stuff in here, right? Like if I put stuff in the chest, I don't have to have it on me to craft it. It's just in the circle. If it's in the circle, I can pull from the chest, make the stuff, right? That's the bar. Like survival games and building games, like that's the bar. They hit that bar. But why? To be honest, you can't move stuff in Minecraft. You can't move a workbench in Minecraft. You have to destroy it and then place it down again. Now, you don't lose the parts. It's the workbench, so it just breaks down to the workbench, and you just place the workbench again, right? But you can't just pick it and move it, right? Hightail, I think you can, right? In Hightail, you can move. Can you move stuff in Hightail? No, I think it's the same thing, right? I think in Hightail, you have to break the thing, but it's the whole thing, and then you can just place it back down. This breaks down the parts, and then you move it over. It's like, why can't I just pick it up and just move it? Just pick it up and move it. Crowded House says the wipe is going to be a good time for people to jump in. There's going to be more content, and there's also making a little improvements for a little casual players, and they're going to take some time. Crowded, I'm telling you, just like the people that played Arc Raiders, when that first wipe came, I said people are not going to reset their character. And they didn't. There was very few people. It was less than 1 million people of the 20 million people. It was like 1%. Okay? Whatever it was a very small, it was like 5%. Like 5% of the population resetted their character. And that's by choice. When that game does the automatic reset, you're going to have people that bought the game that didn't even know that this is going to happen, right? And they're going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem. They're going to be like, I'm done. Because sure enough, the casual players that are playing the game that never ever played another extraction game, that never ever got resetted before, they're going to put 3 months of their time in, and all of a sudden they're going to lose all the progress they have, and they're going to be like, what the fuck did I just play 20 hours for in my 3 months that I only could play? They will leave. Not because I'm saying they're going to leave. It's because they're going to leave. Because that's what happens with games like this. The casual players will not stick around. They bought it. They're like, I got my time in it. I'm good. Mr. Z says, I fought the Reed boss only once. Did not follow the path. I went up to the mountain, taking out the totems, and then went into the field from the back. So interesting. You can also play any way you want. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Jesse Mack says, they love Resident Evil Requiem. Or Resident Evil 9, they just, because of Leon coming back, and when they also, their favorite character dies in the end, when everyone also hates Resident Evil 9, this is why the numbers aren't even high. Did you just spoil something for people? I guess I did, because I read it. I don't know. I don't play Resident Evil, so. Cisco says, Rooks, rise up. Crowded likes the game. He's defending the game because he likes the game, which is fine. Okay. But casual players that play 3-4 hours a week, and they put in 20 hours in the month, and they have, let's say, 40 hours in the 3 months or whatever it is, and then they lose everything, those people are not coming back. Majority of those people are be like, nah, I'm good. It was fun the 3 months. Just Enough says, I might leave after wipe, and I'm having a blast. I'll see you when I get there. Kylo Green says, bro, no chance. You just spoiled the game. I think he did. Yeah, which I did because I didn't play the game, so I don't know if that's a spoiler thing and he put it in there. I don't know. So I apologize for that. Jason, he doesn't die, though, Jesse. So there you go. I don't know. I didn't play the game. I don't know. You guys put it in there. Crowd says, well, I'll see, I guess. For most people who play these games, the wipe is what they also look forward to. Yeah, but you got to remember, there's a lot of people that are playing the game that have never played this game before. Same with Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders, a lot of people came in and they never, ever played this type of game. And when it happened, they're like, I'm not resetting. Because they don't want to waste their time. Rule number 1 in a video game is respect players' time. A lot of people don't like that they get resetted. The people that know they're getting resetted, they'll go and get resetted. A lot of people that don't know, okay, they will not come back. They'll be like, this is a waste of my time. 20,000 people that are in the game all the time are sweaty as hell. No new person's coming to that game because they're also going to get smoked by everyone. Well, I read it. Actually, I think it's in this one. I don't know if it's in this article. No, it was in a tweet. I think it was in a tweet. But people that are like higher level stuff, as people are rising up and going through, again, I'm not really watching a lot of, like I said, I read the article, not this particular article that we're about to go over. They said that people are just waiting at the points of interest. So let's say you have to complete a mission. People know where the mission is, so they just camp out at the mission and then kill the person that's trying to get the mission complete. And people are like, I'm done. Just Enough says, both things can be true. It's a good time to hop in, and some casuals will leave. Okay, 100%. Both things are good, okay? But let's go to these numbers again. Okay, they're slowly losing a player base. Every single day, they lose a little bit more of the peak, right? The peak goes smaller and lower and lower and lower. So what you're saying is, yes, it's a good time to hop in if you're a new person, right? So this is the new people up here. They tried it out. They lost interest. Get down here. We get down here, and there might be a little uptick for the new season. They're like, let's see if it changes, right? And then they do it. I guarantee you more people will leave than people will come back in because they're just like, I'm done. Just because people's respect, they're like, they're not respecting my time. Cisco says 3 months does seem too quick. Don't think I have the time to reach the pinnacle content constantly. I could do it in 6 months. That's the problem in Arc Raiders that people were having. It's the same thing. It's just a reset. Hell, even the new game that Jeff Kaplan's working on, the Legend of California, whatever, the Western game, which seems real interesting. The one thing that sticks in my head when he says it, like, I like that I can go in and play the game and level up stuff. But in his new game, they're resetting that game every month. Every month, you're going to be resetting. So everything that you do in that month, if you're a person that plays it and grinds, cool. If you're a person that plays it casually, you're going to be like, every time you play, you're like, I'll never get past a certain point because I'm always getting resetted. It makes sense in his game when he explains it, but because he's like, you work with the group and the group gets it. So even if you're not playing, the group level's still going up and whatnot. So that's a little different. Crowd says, well, in midseason, people take breaks because they leveled everything and then they come back at the end again. I get what you're saying, Crowded. And again, I'm not trying to fight you on this and saying that you're wrong, I'm right, or anything like that, or I'm wrong and you're right. All I'm saying is, by just the nature of people playing the game, right? Not marathon. I'm not saying marathon. Just the type of game where people get resetted, right? Doesn't matter if it's Path of Exile, Diablo, Arc Raiders, Tarkov, whatever the game is, right? Whatever the game is. There's people that get hyped up. They get into the game at the start. They love the game. They're playing the game. But their time is limited. So they start slowly falling behind. They're playing the game, and they're like, I'll catch up down the line, right? Because in a game that doesn't reset, people that hit the ceiling first are there, and these guys will slowly creep up to get to that ceiling as well, right? But that's not what happened here, right? What's happening here is these people hit the ceiling. These people are going up, and then all of a sudden, click, reset. And they start again, and they go like this, and they hit the ceiling really fast. These guys keep up and clip. They go back to zero. They're only going to do that for so many times, and then they're going to leave because they're like, I'm not putting enough time in. This game is not worth my time. It's just the nature of what people, that's the way people act. Cisco says, I never wiped an arc. I can go back right now like nothing happened. Right, and this is why when you look at Arc Raiders, even though the number's falling, okay, even though the number's falling in Arc Raiders, okay, and it's 61,000, this is the second season, right? Look how stable this was because of the hype of the stuff, right? You could still play the game and you never have to reset. You never have to reset. If you want to reset, there's bonuses. It respects your time, right? If you choose to reset, you can reset. This is why this number is still higher than the all-time high for Marathon, because it's respecting your time when you play this game. You could choose to reset if you want to reset. Is there a choice in Marathon, or does it automatically wipe? I don't know. I'm asking, right? Can you choose to reset in Marathon, or is it automatic wipe in Marathon? Crowd says, this is what I'm talking about. The game is changing. They just increased the base level speed, and then also solos are... Yeah, we're going to read something about it in a second. 30, did you see the trailer for the Black Cat in Rivals? I have not, Jason. Well, we can watch that a little bit later. Oh, yeah, I also have... many people don't realize that their endgame progress doesn't get wiped. You can also complete with the Cryo Archive over several seasons, if need be. We can't be a solo, though, right? Unless they get drastic changes, the new season bump is, I mean, most games don't outpace the previous season. We'll see if they make the changes enough. I don't think they can revive the season. I don't think they can revive the game to mass market of people to buy the game. Marathon might be able to get this group of people, the 88,000 all-time peak, to get back near this number. But I don't think you're going to get a swath of like another million people, 2 million people, 3 million people to come and play this game. I don't. I would love to get proven wrong, but based on what the game is, that's never going to happen. You found your player base. The player base is what it is. Now they just have to get the cost down where they can make money off of the servers and everything that's happening with the game. They still haven't made their money back from the actual game itself, supposedly. Auger says 30. I was just doing some research on Winrose. Does scale enemies based on the number of players? I knew something was weird. I'm wondering if the damage gets scaled too. Oh. See, I didn't know about the scaling. So that's why we're getting our asses kicked, because we were low level and they were higher level. So we had to upgrade our weapons. Interesting. Okay. Just Enough says ARC numbers are much higher because of the casual PvE friendly. Nothing to do with the wipe, in my opinion. The wipe is not mandatory. I guarantee you, if it was mandatory, it would have a lot less people playing over the last couple months. How many people have even done the game stuff? I feel like there's also a small majority of anyway. How many copies did they sell in Marathon? Supposedly like 1.2, 1.5, something like that. All right, let's go to the Marathon conversation. Let's go to the Marathon. Actually, before we go to the Marathon, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to fill up my glass of water, and we'll be back in just a second. In the meantime, my new album is up on Spotify, iHeart, Pandora. It's it's called The Plan's the Plan, right? It's got 3 songs on there. It's got Put the Fries in the Bag, Morgan Park Effect, and also The Plan's the Plan. So go check it out. I want to play a song right now while I go to the restroom, fill up my glass, and I'll be back in just a second.
Yes, Morgan Park. Yeah. Oh. Suicide Squad. 8 hours deep in Suicide Squad. Morgan says this ain't so bad, my God. Not the disaster folks declared online. Maybe the squad just needed time, but gamers looked up from the comment section dark. Somebody whispered, that's Morgan Park. Every time he says, hey, this game's okay, studios stop praying things stay that way. It's the Morgan Park Effect again. Another game meets a strange new when he loads it up and says, I'm sold. Next week the player count runs cold. Morgan Park, dropping hot takes after dark. When he says, this game's got heart, and publishers panic. It's Morgan Park, Concord this weekend. 7 hours deep and he's back again. I kinda want back in, he said with a spark. Somewhere servers flickered in the dark. Developers staring at the chart, saying, did that review come from Morgan Park? It's the Morgan Park Effect again. Another headline, gaming trend. He says it's fun and plays a lot. Suddenly the internet says it's not. Morgan Park, lighting fires with a restart. When he says this game's got heart, studios with
All right. That is up on Spotify, Pandora, iHeart, all the places, iTunes, Apple Store. If you want to help support the channel, you can go listen to that, stream it, buy it, whatever you want. There's 3 songs, like I said. Morgan Park, Put the Fries in the Bag, and The Plan's the Plan. All right, let's go to Marathon testing a Battle Royale-ish mode and offering to casuals. Okay, so we actually had talks before the game came out that I said that they, it was hardcore. I said they're going to put games, make it more casual. People said, no, they're not going to make it more casual. Yet, here we are 1 month in, and Marathon is testing a Battle Royale-ish mode and offering to casuals. Okay? Paul Tassi here from Forbes. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I give you my thoughts and opinions on the story that we read right on stream for the first time, and then we get your thoughts and opinions in live chat as well. All right, so Marathon's testing a Battle Royale-ish mode and offering to casuals. So Marathon is moving fast, attempting to fix things, constantly throwing new balance patches and recently experimental playlists to try to see how they can also expand the game, retain players, and attract new ones. Now, just a month and a half after release, they're trying something somewhat drastic. Marathon game director Joe Ziegler posted on Twitter yesterday that after the latest well-received duo playlist test, the next idea is Dire Marsh's sponsored. Here's how it describes it. He says, you will only be eligible to enter the queue if and your crew have a free sponsored kit, white tier equipped. Okay, you can enter and pre-made duo, crew filled off, pre-made trio, or crew filled into a trio. The queue will only be for the Dire Marsh zone. The idea here is to get everyone on the same page field so that the under-geared players aren't running into a higher geared player, feeling like they also have a little chance against them. Or you, with a good kit, aren't forced to fill the team using free kits. It's also this mode, you'll also collect gear as you go face off against other teams who are also starting at the same point. So it's a battle royale, ? So it says sort of, yeah. Obviously, it's a way almost all battle royales are structured, as everyone starts with almost nothing in that case, just a hero kit and basic weapons, and you farm up there to take out the other teams over time. The obvious parallel here is the team-based, hero-based Apex Legends, a game that Marathon already has drawn comparisons to even before this. He says, there's also a difference. Lots of AI enemies, no storm circle, no need to be at the last team standing to win extract, but the setup is close to the same as a BR. And this is not just something that could attract casuals. Existing Marathon players are already saying that this is how ranked mode should work in a game, with everyone that's equal footing to start amplifying skill rather than the gear you go in with. It says, I find it kind of funny that the appeal here, both for casuals and ranked players, is an equal playing field, when this entire genre is entirely about potential unbalanced fights. Risking a top kit to have an advantage in combat, or risking going in with very little or being far more likely to die. This is extraction shooter R, okay? And this is a hybrid and leans far away from that. It says, many note that the rooks exist in Marathon, and this class has a mandatory free kit to start with and can only get gear as they go. If players want this style of gameplay, but rooks are solo, and rooks are also thrown into the games going up against full teams, which involves a lot of sculling around, rook team up or excellent gameplay is not the same. Okay. It says this is a cool experiment, but it also feels like Bungie's pulling something of an emergency ripcord. I agree because, okay, let's just say this works out. You built an extraction shooter, which is make a game, sell a game. This is what they wanted to make. It didn't get the numbers they wanted to make, right? Now they have to try to figure it out, right? Now they have to figure out what Fortnite did. Fortnite was a survivor game, right? It was like a tower defense game. 3 months in, had to pull the ripcord, Battle Royale came, and now the identity of Fortnite is completely different than it was 8 years ago, okay? Or even when it launched, okay? 3 months after. Here we are a month and a half after. Let's say that this game mode takes off. And it is sort of like a battle royale where everyone jumps in and you all have the exact same thing and you have to find stuff in the actual game. Okay. Everyone's equal. Every game you go in, everyone's equal, right? You're not coming in with a loaded weapon. You have to search around and get into fights to find the good gear, and then you can extract any time. If that's the game now and this takes off, then Marathon itself loses the identity of what the game they've created, right? Because now you're splitting the player base even more. right? Because now casuals will play this mode, and then other guys will like, I don't want to play this anymore. We're going to go over here because this is where everyone's playing. It completely changes the dynamic of what Marathon is, what they wanted originally. Now, they have to make hard choices. They have to make some significant changes here. So it says Marathon did not start with the healthiest player count and has been consistently losing a non-insignificant number of players each week, at least from what I can see on Steam. And this is especially important given that the Steam is far and away the largest platform for the game. It says, I think this is a good idea and just a pretty wild departure from the core of what the extraction shooter is, and even with a different end goal. And it doesn't involve killing everyone else, though it also would be certainly help. It's hard not to draw the direct line to Apex, which is perhaps non-coincidentally, and recently seen a surge in player count. So this sponsor kit experiment begins tomorrow, Wednesday, April 15th, which is today, and will run for 2 weeks, right? So they don't even know if this is going to work, and it's a testing thing. And I think they would know stuff like this if they just tested it before the game came out, right? See, the problem is they tested the game with people that are extraction shooter players. And people that are extraction shooter players are more of the hardcore base. So they made a really good hardcore extraction shooter, and this is why these people like the game. Cool. But then the business model comes in. There's not enough hardcore extraction players that came over to play the game. Again, you can like the game. Fundamentally, this is not enough to keep this game going. This is bleeding. This is hemorrhaging money, right? People have to spend $200 a piece in the article we read 2 days ago. $200 a piece. That's everyone that played the game, that bought the game, has to spend $200 on the game to just keep them going for a couple more months to get other people to spend more money on the thing. The player base is hemorrhaging little by little by little by little, okay? And we know, we've seen businesses like, yeah, they're not going to make it. This is not going to make it if they don't change something. Again, now, if this works, this experimental game mode works, and people like it better than they like the regular mode, that fundamentally changes everything they worked on to make this a hardcore extraction shooter, okay? Because now it casualifies it to a point where the hardcore people, which is your main audience right now in Marathon, if they go to this new mode, they'll be like, I don't like this. This is not what I wanted to play. If I want to play that, I will go play, as Paul Tassi says, Apex Legends, right? If I want to play that, I'll go play those other games. The reason that these people, the hardcore guys, the player base, likes this game is because of what they've made. They like the game that Marathon is. They like what Bungie created. But Bungie doesn't like what they created because they don't have enough people to play, so they have to fundamentally change the core mechanic of the game. So hopefully, look, I hope it works out for them, but at the same time, if it does work out for them, they might even hurt the game even more because now the people that like your game won't like it because now it's not what they liked. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe if you like what I do here. Check out some of the other videos. Thanks for watching. Right? Well, Paul Tassi is pointing out that this game mode is great for casuals. But now if it's that's the main game mode, let's just say it has a complete, utter change like Fortnite did, where it was a tower defense game, and it moved to a Battle Royale, and Battle Royale exploded because of what it was. Just the right time and the right moment, right? PUBG was big. This is big, right? The Casual 5 Marathon, they get more players now, but now the players that liked Marathon don't like Marathon anymore. Is that good or bad? For them, I guess it's good because more people will come in. Is that number going to be high enough now for the casuals to come in and be like, oh, I really like this because now it is like an Apex Legends? Or are people going to be turned off by it going, well, I didn't like it before. Now I don't even like it even more. Hence why it's a 2-week period because they're just testing it out. I don't know, man. I personally think they shouldn't have made Marathon. They could have made this a completely different game. They didn't have to make it or call it Marathon based off of the franchise that they had back in the 90s. They could have completely changed his name, set in a completely different tone. I think you would have not upset the people that were Marathon fans. Okay. You also probably wouldn't have made people that were, Destiny fans as mad because they're like, well, I guess they still would be mad because they're like, you're doing this instead of playing the PvP and stuff inside. So I don't know, man. I think they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't, because if the new mode takes off, they might get an uptick in players, but they also might lose the hardcore players that have been here since month one or day one. And that was keeping this this player base as is right now, slowly bleeding instead of dramatically bleeding. But again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what yours is in the comment section down below. Let's see here. Just Enough says the game could definitely use a throwaway respawn mode and a firing range. Cisco says, I think the new game mode will do well. It's similar to a BR, except the match can have multiple winners and actually get something if you do. Well, that's cool. So you can have multiple winners. Just Enough says, I don't think the mode changes the identity of the game. It's the same philosophy, the Rook mode, but with friends. I disagree. It 100% changes what the game mode is. And Extraction is, I found really cool gear, and I have advantage. So it's a chess match. What are you bringing in? What am I bringing in? What are we looking for? What do I need? I need to complete certain things. I want to get done the easiest way possible. I'm going to bring in my high-end weapons. Is someone bringing in a higher tier weapon where we run into them and I'm going to get owned? Do you risk it? Right? That's a big part of extraction shooters. It's like a chess match of what you're doing inside there. Right? Otherwise, you never take any stuff in. You're just like, no, I don't want to. I just got this. I'm never going to use it though. Right? You don't want to bring it in. Like every time I brought in, what was the pistol in Arc Raiders? The anvil, right? Every time I brought in the anvil, I would die. Every single time. I love the anvil, but every time I brought it in, I would kill a bunch of people, and then I would come across somebody that was better than me. They'd kill me and then take my anvil. And then I didn't have an anvil, right? Some people get that anvil. They're like, I don't want to use the anvil because I don't want to lose it. That's not happening anymore. Completely identity of the actual extraction is gone now. Now it's just, yeah, just go in. Who cares? Yeah, because a BR will save the game. Ask Battlefield how adding a BR saved them. I don't think it's a BR exactly what a BR is. It's just the way you run around and find stuff. Everyone starts on the same level playing field now. Auger says, Mike, are you going to dump all the money that they make from the new Destiny content that's about to release in the Eververse to subsidize Marathon's guarantee? Only way I can think of it, they survive. I don't know if Peter pays Paul here with Bungie. I don't know. Maybe. It's not unlikely. You're probably right. Right? You're probably right, because they're like, well, how do we keep it going? They're like, yeah, we'll just siphon money from Destiny and put it over here. Perhaps. They're comparing it to a BR, but it's a free kit mode. No way this becomes the game. They would be retarded. Let me tell you something. This is Bungie we're speaking. This is Bungie we're talking about. This is the same Bungie that told you that there was too much content and they had to get rid of it. This is the same Bungie that told you that the only reason you were getting DLC for the Black Spindle mission is because you were spending money in the Eververse. You know the company we're talking about, right? Just Enough? Stop it. Bungie is retarded. They are retarded. They're so retarded, they literally sold their company to Sony and signed a deal, if they didn't do it, that they would lose their company. That's how retarded they are. Crowd says the only way they change the whole game to this mode is if they dramatically changes the player count. If that happens, they win, I guess. Sure. Okay, let's say it goes up. Do you still want to play the game? Because you like the game for what it is now, Crowded. Will you still like the game if they completely change what the game is? I do have an anvil blueprint. I do. Could you just make them instead of trying to find them all the time? Yeah, no, my point is every time I use an anvil, I die. I can use other guns, I don't die. Every time I bring an anvil in, I lose it. Craig says, are we talking marathon? We're talking marathon, putting a new game mode in. It's a 2-week period test trial. Travis says, 30, Bungie is the dude who gets 5 on a test and thinks that it's not remedial classes. Sarge says, same Bungie who taught stealing multiple times. Same Bungie that had to drop the original campaign. Otherwise, they would have got sued. I don't know if that's true about the campaign there. I think they paid out of court, didn't they? They settled. Jesse Max says, Marathon is changing the game just based off the extraction shooter PvP/PvE method. If it changes the strategy to put away your one audience, it's the same scenario. You're also alienating the other side for your players. Well, money talks, right? Money talks. Hence why if they do change what the original game was to this new mode, then they, as Craig said, they do win if the player base goes up. But why I'm saying that they would lose their player base. Craig says, I played my review copy of Mouse PI and I found it more fun than Marathon. No, I don't play extractions. I know I will rage quit so hard I will break the controller. Speaking of another game that's struggling, right? Struggling. Well, actually, struggling on the new platform that they just came out with. Okay, is Starfield. This is bad. See, I said they would sell about 2 to 3 million copies, and they still might. They still might, right? I'm not saying 2-3 million in the week period that they had. I said they will sell 2 to 3 million copies of Starfield on the PlayStation. Okay. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I just cover news stories, have conversations, give you my thoughts and opinions, and we get your thoughts and opinions in the chat, the live chat as well. Real quick, Craig says, let me bring this back up. Craig says, let's be real. Marathon has to fight for the attention of gamers, while Helldivers, Windrose, Crimson, Raccoon Coin, Pragmatica is probably a better time. Again, look, the people that like Marathon. People that like Windrose, Crimson Desert, right? It's very competitive to have a game in the market, right? That's subjective based on who likes what game, right? You like a coin pusher. A lot of people don't like coin pushers, right? To say that that's a good game, it might be a good game, but it might not get the masses. But it also didn't cost $300 million to make, right? The reason that Marathon is so under a microscope is because it's Bungie. Sony paid $3.6 billion for them, and they stopped supporting Destiny 2 to support this Marathon game, which is an extraction shooter. So there's a lot around why people are infatuated with Marathon, right? And it costs $250 million plus. Crowd says, no, you're both wrong. The Red War guy was caught lying in court, and they didn't pay him anything. Both parties paid their own lawyer fees and walked away. Okay. See, well, I did say, I thought they settled out of court, right? But I was like, I don't think they actually won the case of the war. Still, going back to the point of you can't play the Red War, and they removed content that people paid for. People are worried about stop killing games with fucking the crew. Meanwhile, Bungie's already done it by killing games that you already paid for, and they got rid of it way before not supporting it anymore off of live service games and stuff. Everyone's worried about the crew that happened 15 years ago when the game came out. Meanwhile, you can't play the Red War that came out in 2017. Craig says, also talk about the fans that are also lacking for Marathon. Where are the memes, the fan videos, the cosplay, the best play videos for Marathon? That's true. Like the zeitgeist. Where's the fandom and stuff like that? Yeah, when Overwatch launched, what the fuck was that? The Overwatch launched. That's a huge number that came out. Again, that's Activision Blizzard. It wasn't a brand new game. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, it was a brand new IP for them, but it was still Activision Blizzard. All right, let's go to the next story. Starfield PS5 launches is mid. The RPG has sold an estimated 140,000 copies, landing in the middle compared to a recent Xbox published PlayStation 5 game. Okay, if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay, so Starfield finally made its somewhat inevitable arrival to PlayStation 5 last week, alongside the launch of its Free Lanes update and the Terrarian Armada DLC expansion. And the first week on PlayStation, according to a new report from the analytics, the game has managed to sell 140,000 copies. Not a bad start when you look at it on the surface, but analytic report seamlessly proves that Starfield is mid. First of all, you're selling a game. Same exact thing what happened to Sony. Sony took God of War and all those other games, Spider-Man, moved them over to PC, and they didn't sell very well. They were mid for sell-wise. This is below mid, let's be honest, right? 2 years later, Starfield was on PC, was on Xbox, was on Game Pass 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, right? And now it's on PlayStation, and now they're getting mid. That's what happens. This is the crux of the argument of people. If you're going to put a game out, stop making it exclusive. If you want to make the most sales of it, you got to put it everywhere, right? You got to put it all at once, because if it's out on one system and you put it out on the other later, people are not, they're already done. They're like, yeah, old news, old game. That game, even though it's new for your system, that came out 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. They're like, right? The best bang for your buck for at least a developer making a game, they want to release their game on all platforms as much as possible. Hence why third-party games do so well. Not so much with first-party titles that export it from a first-party title into a third-party game, right, to other platforms, if it is PC or if it is the other console. So it says not bad at the start. It says, or at least for the PlayStation 5 launch sales are compared to other Xbox game studios. Published games that also have arrived on PlayStation 5 within the last 6 months compared to The Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Ninja Gaiden 4, Age of Empires 4, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and The South of Midnight. The once long-awaited space RPG from Bethesda landed squarely in the middle. Okay, so there you go. Ninja Gaiden sold 257,000 in the first week, right? In 1 week. 257,000. Flight Sim 245, Outer Worlds 160, Starfield 140, Avowed 54, Age of Empires 52, and South of Midnight 16,000, right? This is as of 1 week when they were out. Of course, it's worth pointing out that it didn't fall too far behind the Outer Worlds 2 in third place, and that's a far surpass Avowed in fifth place. It's also worth noting that the analytics does that it is listed at Xbox publishing games, not included Call of Duty. Nonetheless, Starfield on PlayStation 5 is described as off at middling start. But, well, first of all, it's broke. It's broke. And I'm actually, can we give it a round of applause? Let's give it a round of applause for all the people that did not buy a broke and buggy game. Right? You got to give a round of applause for that. They did not buy a broken, buggy game. Only 140,000 people were suckered in to buying a broken, buggy game. Right? So that, again, round of applause again. Right? Less people are buying broke and buggy games. Okay? But it's not also all mediocre news for Starfield on PlayStation 5. The report does add that it is the fastest selling title on this list when it comes to hitting the major sales milestone within the first week of the platform. The next closest one was Ninja Gaiden 4 with barely 100,000 copies sold within the same time. Oh, so this is not the week. This is the total sales. So this is the fastest selling to get over the 100,000 mark. Okay? In the same time period. That said, it still has long ways to go to catch up to the top-selling game of PlayStation 5 with Forza Horizon 5, which reported claims of 5.7 million copies sold on PlayStation. Meanwhile, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle sales on PlayStation 5 reportedly on par with the sales of the Xbox version, which also means that it outsold the sales number on Steam. Gears of War Reloaded, or its part, has most of its 1 million copies sold across all platforms, coming from PlayStation players, with 70% of all its sales being on PlayStation 5 players, according to a report. As for who on PlayStation 5 is jumping into Starfield right away, is unsurprising all of the PlayStation players who already liked Bethesda games. Okay, most have already played Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6, Oblivion, Remastered, or all of them. Also expected to overlap between Outer Worlds 2 players, Starfield players on PlayStation 5, and others, not surprising, but non-Bethesda entries is overlapping between No Man's Sky, players who checked out Starfield during its PlayStation 5 arrival. Starfield players on PlayStation 5, what else have they been playing? So there you go. These are Starfield players have been playing Fallout, 81% of them, 66% on Skyrim, 58% on No Man's Sky, 44% on Oblivion, 33% on Crimson Desert, 29% on Resident Evil Requiem, and 17% of Outer Worlds. Lastly, it's also worth pointing out that while the firm described the launch as middling, signs point to the game slowly but surely ticking its sales numbers on PlayStation 5 up and beyond of the 6 games being compared to in the report. We'll see what the future holds for the game. In the meantime, it's what we also learned about the game's recent expansion of Free Lane's update. So, also on PlayStation 5, and maybe one of you guys, because I don't have a PlayStation account, but if any of you guys have a PlayStation, see what the top selling games are right now on your PlayStation. Because the last time I checked from the internet, okay, people were saying it was number 6 when it first came out, and now it moved up to number 5, meaning revenue sales. So Starfield moved up from 6th in the top 10 right now for selling. It was like 2K, I forget the other ones. It was like basketball, a bunch of other ones, and then Starfield was number 6. Now it's number 5. So it is selling. It's selling more and more copies, at least revenue-wise. But yeah, it's not good. 140,000 copies. I still think it'll sell 2 million, 2 to 3 million. I don't know the time period. Just total, whatever that total is, it'll sell 2 to 3 million. I don't think that's even over time. I think people will be like, oh yeah, I'll buy it, but they'll also get it on sale, which means they don't sell it for full price or the $50, $60 that it's selling for right now. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Eclipse says it's because a single-player game, that's one thing that PlayStation doesn't need. Altern says PlayStation 5 players that own PC already play on PC. Why rebuy on PlayStation 5 where there are some mods? It's also true. People that bought... Look, I don't care if you want to take your game and put it on PlayStation or PlayStation put it on Xbox, but you definitely should put your games on PC. So if you put it on PlayStation and PC or Xbox and PC, day and date, because you're going to make more sales, not 3 years later. I don't care if PlayStation games come to Xbox or Xbox games go to PlayStation, but I think they all should go to PC. Let's see. Jesse Max says Starfield on PlayStation 5 is just a port. Yeah, port of crashes. Like it's crashing all the time. Altern says, but remember, Elder Scrolls 6 will not have any of the issues. It will be a pristine with no bugs day one. And if they are, they'll fix them fast. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't tell the sarcasm coming out of Altern and myself, right? Elder Scrolls 6 will be the perfect game when it comes out. It will have no issues. Yeah. Sure. All right. You said there was an update for Marvel's Avengers, right? Marvel's Avengers update. Let's see. I said Marvel's Avengers. I meant Marvel Rivals. I don't know why I said Marvel's Avengers. Black Cat coming in.
Alicia's here to steal a win. Good fortune for me. Cat's claws. Me, ouch. Let's make a deal.
What was that? Hold on. Sorry.
Me, ouch. Let's make it.
What is this? She gets... Does she get like a currency? Yeah, she's got like a currency in the center. And then she can spend the currency on like these abilities. Interesting.
Deal. Peekaboo. Hup. So stealthy.
That's how we do it, Catwalk.
there you go. Another cool character they brought in. So they brought in a brand new character every month, right? Who's the characters they brought out this year so far? Marvel Rivals introduced several new characters in Season 6 and 7, highlighted additional triple hero. We got Deadpool, January 16th. We got Elsa Bloodstone, February 13th. We got the strategist White Fox. Oh, I forgot about White Fox. March 17th. And now we have Black Cat on April. Sweet. I love a new hero every month. That's fantastic. Thanks for listening, Marvel Rivals. For the money, her also buy her abilities on black market. Okay, that's cool. Some of Fox Sprint chick last month. Silver Fox is the one I think the Gambit come out this year. No, Gambit didn't come out this year. Gambit came out at the very end of last year. He was the last one in December. Yeah. Deadpool, Elsa, White Fox, and now Black Cat. 3 chicks. 3 chicks. Sorry, women. 3 women. I gotta go back. I haven't played it since January. Last time I played was when Deadpool was in. Chicks everywhere. Yeah. The way I like it when I play a third-person shooter, I want to look at the booby. And not Matt Booty. Do we have any... What's the leaks? Do we have any Marvel Rival leaks happening this year? Data mines? We haven't had content like that in a while. Let's see. We got Elsa. Okay. So these are the other ones that might come out this year. Are you ready? Okay, we got potentially Professor X, Jubilee, Captain Marvel, The Hood, Nightcrawler, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is 100% coming in at the end of the year. Doctor Doom's going to come in at the end of the year, for sure. For sure. That's going to be fun. Nightcrawler would be fun to play. We've always talked about Nightcrawler. Travis says they're having a PvE mode. There's the only leak you need to know. It's going to be playable game finally. Yeah, when does that come out? Do they talk about that in any way, shape, or form? Okay, a PvE mode named Blood Hunt is officially coming to Marvel Rivals April 23rd this month, 2026, as part of Season 7.5 update. Leaks and developer diaries indicated that the mode will feature a new storyline, 4 epic boss battles, including Undead Namor, a Scarlet Witch, a new hero progression trait system, a loot system similar to Overwatch archive missions. Now, why are they doing... Well, it's Undead Namor and Scarlet Witch. We already fought them, though. Why are we doing it again? The mode features a new story, 4 boss battles, and a loot system. Marvel Zombies theme... Leaks suggests a focus on Marvel Zombies theme. I don't want to do zombies again. Players fight hordes of undead. That's what came out last year. Isn't Blood Hunt the PvE thing that came out last year? Why does it say April 17th, 2026? It says 7.5. 7.5 is the new season with Black Cat. Gameplay mechanics. Players can expect special boss fights, such as Undead Namor and Queen of the Dead, Scarlet Witch skin. New abilities are being added to the mode, including Bouncing Moon Blades for Blade and Unlimited Dark Child from... So it's the same... No, stop it. Stop. Don't put the same mode in again. That's if they do that same thing again, that's going to be trash. Don't do the same thing again. We're talking about Marvel Rivals right now. It sounds like they're putting more stuff in. Maybe it will be permanent, I guess. But that was Marvel's Zombies, not Blood Hunt. Yeah, but it sounds it sounds exactly like Blood Hunt or the zombie thing, right? This is a leak, by the way, so we don't know if it's true, right? Content. The mode features a new story, 4 boss battles. We had 4 boss battles the last time. A loot system, okay? Marvel Zombie theme, which is the last zombie mode, okay? Leaks suggest a focus on Marvel Zombies theme, where players fight hordes of undead, according to the information from the leak. Gameplay mechanics, players can expect special boss fights, such as Undead Namor, Queen of the Dead, Scarlet Witch skin. New abilities are being added to the mode, including Bouncing Moon Blades for Blade and Unlimited Dark Child for Magic. Future content developers have hinted exploring other non-zombie PvE modes based on player feedback. The PvP mode is being introduced to complement the core 666 PvP. I hope it's not. Hold on. What is this? We're going down the rabbit hole, guys.
I have no idea what this dev vision's going to be. All I know is they have Black Cat and the CC.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to watch him then. Do they actually have... What does this officially change everything? I hate when people say shit like that because it's bullshit just to click on the video. 23 hours ago, The Gamer. Okay. Marvel Rivals next PvE mode launches next week. Okay. Marvel Rivals Season 7.5 update is just a week away. NetEase has revealed that it also can expect to see from the video from a new PvE mode was unveiled, a second one since the game launched. Okay. Blood Hunt will go live alongside 7.5, centers around the return of Dracula and the aftermath of Spider-Man and Black Cat's heist. The mode will include 4 boss battles alongside progression system, loot, and hero traits. I want... Oh, God. Do they show... Sorry, we're going to be watching the guy that doesn't speak English.
Hello everyone, 光光 here. Great to see you all again so soon. 光光 here.
Why is it coming in twice?
Welcome to season 7.5.
Stop it.
Great to see you all again so soon.
Oh yeah, we're doing it all turn.
Welcome to...
All right, we'll skip this. Where's the PvE? We'll skip this shit. Okay.
Third update. Everyone can dive into the PvE mode, Blood Hunt. With an all-new storyline, 4 epic new boss battles, a fresh hero progression and trait system, and a brand new loot system, we are bringing you a more immersive and thrilling gameplay experience.
I can be Captain America now?
Welcome to the next chapter of Marvel Rivals PvE. Following the April 23rd update, the 2026 Hellfire Gala event will officially begin. We've prepared stunning new themed costumes and exclusive cosmetics for Magic, Gambit.
That was it? They already went over the PvE mode? Bro. That was it? 4 new bosses, that's it? So that's official? Okay, let's see. Although Spider-Man managed to rescue the fellow heroes from the vault, the prison held something more dangerous. Ever since the defeat of the end of Season 1, Dracula has been secretly imprisoned by Kingpin. Spidey jailbreak eventually sets the Vampire King free. Even worse, Dracula made off with the Norn Stone, and Kingpin's private collection, the Vampire Crisis, has returned. Okay, Kingpin's teaming up with the heroes for a change, so we can defend defend New York. So you can also mean he fights as an ally on your team, but if he doesn't, maybe he'll also end up being one of the 4 bosses, or both. So you don't get to use Kingpin. There's also no word on what kind of abilities we can unlock, or be actually playing. We'll probably see something Friday or Monday next week. If you were to hazard a guess, the roster will be at least include Spider-Man, Blade for the story relevance, and White Fox and Black Cat because it's the latest additions to the roster. Judging from what the artwork shows during the video, we're also able to play as Squirrel Girl, the Punisher, Jeff, and Thor. Well, if we could play as more characters, that's fantastic, right? Hopefully. I don't want to just play the same 4 characters again. So hopefully it's more characters. On top of that, Marvel Rivals is also getting one of its promised Infinite Saga events. We'll only mention briefly, Path of Doomsday will kick off on April 30th. So there's also an event happening there. That means we'll also star the original Avengers lineup, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Thor, and Hulk. Put them up against the original antagonists of Loki, 3 duelists, and 3 vanguards against the strategists. Yeah, that tracks. We'll see what happens. No, it's not out yet. It comes out next week, Altern. 30, they have a roadmap. All right, let me see. Roadmap. Here's the roadmap. The roadmap, we got April 17th, which is tomorrow, new Black Cat, and you have a new cosmetic, Black Cat, Urban Predator, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Photographer, and Blade space outfits. Or Outlaws, sorry. You got accessories, new event. Okay. Then you got the new PvE mode, Blood Hunt, new event, Hellfire Gala 2026, new cosmetics there. Then we have new PvP mode, Path to Doomsday, the Avengers mode. Oh. So are they going to do new PvP mode? Wait a minute. So that's going to be, is it going to be like, what was that game? Fucking, didn't Roadkill like it? The one where it's 5v1 or 4v1? Is it going to be 5v1? So one person controls Loki, and then everybody else controls the other guys? Is that what they're doing? Evolve. Is it going to be like Evolve? New costume, Loki and Iron Man, the Avengers, Elsa Bloodstone, Black, White, and boom. Because it says new PvP mode, Path to Doomsday. If it's a PvP mode and it's Loki and then the original cast, that's 6. That's 6 here versus 1. Unless one person on the other team is Loki, and then you got a bunch of minions that you're using, and you're a team versus, and then you swap. I don't know. I'm making shit up as I go here. Jason says that mode's going to be isometric apparently, and it's 1v6. Isometric. Interesting. Are they using? They use the Unreal Engine for this, right? That's going to be interesting. May 1st. Well, I guess we'll see. It's not that far away. Pretty cool. Isometric, huh? That just seems weird. Just Enough says, like Evolve, that sounds fun. Hopefully it sounds fun, and it is fun. Amazon's Fire TV Stick HD is slimmest ever. Now 30% narrower. powered through the TV USB port. It's only $35. That's a $35 Xbox right there. Just to let you guys know. It's a $35. Red Dead Redemption 2 Physical Edition coming to PlayStation 5. What? Okay. That's what I was asking for. Jesse says, without Hawkeye, that's weird. That's not the original. He is there. Yeah, 100%. The original cast, it said everyone. It's 6 characters. Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk, and who am I missing? Oh, Captain America. Yeah, 6 people. What's going on, Drummond? You missed my comment earlier, but I am the bum who was suckered into broke and buggy game you spoke of earlier. Oh. Did you buy Starfield? Oh. Oh. Don't buy day one, man. Don't pre-order. No pre-order. No day one. No full price for a half-ass game. I can't do it. What is this one? Crimson Desert hits 5 million copies sold as Pearl Abyss promises big updates. More? They promised more updates? No, they're just going over the... I was like, did they already come out with another update? Jesus. I mean, I preach all the time, right? People think I'm a hater and people stuff. I'm just trying to save you a buck, right? You don't have to buy a game day one. You don't have to buy a pre-order. You can wait. You can wait a day. You can wait a week. You waited. Like, think about this. You're super excited about a game, right? You're super excited about a game. You waited 4 years. You waited 15 years for Skull and Bones. I can't say that with a straight face. No one waited 15 years for Skull and Bones. But if you waited 15 years for Skull and Bones, you can wait 15 years and 1 day. You can wait 15 years and 1 week. You don't have to buy the game day one. You can hold out. You can do it. It's super easy. If you don't buy day one, if you don't pre-order, you don't buy day one, you will be able to see so much gameplay. Okay? Not hyped gameplay, not people that are shills. There'll be so much gameplay that you don't know what to do with, and you'll be like, is that for me? Right? Forget about the traditional reviews. Forget about your biggest content creators out there that are paid for. All you have to do is walk into somebody streaming, anybody streaming that you're not a fan of, and just ask them a question. How's the game? What's going on? And then you go to another person and say, how's the game? What's going on? And if this person that you don't know or you're biased against or with or against in their own echo chamber says certain things, and then this person says certain things and they line up, guess what? Then you know it's true, right? Here's an interesting, well, maybe we'll read this tomorrow. PC Gamer wrote an article. It says, it's been a month since the release of Crimson Desert. And it says, I'm still not sure if Pearl Abyss knows what it wants Crimson Desert to be. It knows what it wants it to be. It is what it wants it to be. And then the players that are playing it are asking for things in the game to make the thing that they like more enjoyable. We'll put that in the grouping. We'll put that there. Okay. What else we got? What else we got? Mouse PI for hire, stylish and engaging. Update, Sony has confirmed that the PlayStation Plus game catalog titles for April. Okay. That just means the first-party titles. Horizon's coming out. The Crew Motorfest. The Abyss. Football Manager 26. What else we got going on? Skull and Bones. Saint says, Skull and Bones, it should get the no regret tattoo. I should get the no regret tattoo. How many people? We always do Steam charts, right? Hold on. I want to see. Hold on one second. I want to see what did Skull and Bones get? Chat, what do you think the all-time peak was? Don't look it up. Let's play a game. Let's play a game. On Steam. Just Steam now. Okay? Now, obviously, I don't know if it came out. Did it come out the same time as... Has it only been out? It's not even 2 years yet? Don't look it up. Don't cheapen the game. Okay? No, all-time peak. All-time peak. Okay? Dolphin says 100K. Okay? Don't look it up. I know some of you are typing in right now. Don't look it up. Okay? How many people concurrent played at its all-time peak 1.7 years ago? Right? Altern says 20K. Dolphin says 100K. Saint says all-time 12K. Latest peak 15. Okay? Okay? I'm going to say you're wrong on both accounts there. One's good. One's not so good. Eclipse says 30K. It's around 8K, Jesse says. 8K. Okay. All-time peak 8K. All-time peak 30K. All-time peak. All right. 12K. Jesse says 8. Just Enough says 18. Tarnish says 100K. It wasn't 100K. I didn't ask you what it wasn't, Tarnish. I asked you what you thought it was. Travis says 15.1. What is that? Cisco's going in with the he's going in like Price is Right numbers here. 36,047. I mean, that's very specific. It's very specific. Okay. All right. The actual number, retail price of Skull and Bones all-time peak on Steam is... It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, that is 2,615. That's how many people haven't regret their purchase. Or maybe just 193 people right now, or 214. What happened? What happened? The fuck happened? They ended the stream. What is happening to my stream right now? We're back. YouTube on my set was like no video encoding. I was like, the fuck just happened? That Ubisoft was like, push the button. Push the button. Yeah. Blip City. Yeah, blip for a minute. They don't want to show the actual stats here. Jesus. I was like, what the fuck happened? It blipped and resetted the stream and it went offline for a second there. 200 strong sailors out there. These people, they don't know the internet exists. That's the only reason. These people, they're like, Skull and Bones. I love Skull and Bones, which is fine. Again, you can love the games that you love. I will not argue anybody's point. right? Again, I'll put myself out there. I love Marvel's Avengers. I know Marvel's Avengers. Well, let's see. What was Marvel's Avengers? This is a definitive edition. What was it? Hey, that's respectable. 31,000. All right, 31,000. There's 65 people playing right now. 65 people. That's the definitive edition. What's the... This is the deluxe edition. Oh, there's nothing there for that. Wow, that's pretty good. 65 people right now, like, the internet doesn't exist. This is the greatest game ever. Right? Just saying. I know there's people, you like the game that you like. I will not be the person to tell you that you can't like that game. I will tell you that if you bitch about a game that's broke, buggy, and unfinished, and you paid for it day one and pre-ordered it, it's your fault. Your fault. You can like the game, but we can also tell you it's broke, buggy, and unfinished. How much for Sea of Thieves? Sea of Thieves wasn't always out on Steam. Yeah, Sea of Thieves right now was 5.8 years, almost 6 years. So 66,000 on Steam, 5,000 people right now. Yeah, I don't care if you guys can try to defend it. When we talk numbers and you're like, I love this game is great, and then I show you the numbers and no one's playing it and it failed financially, that's fine, right? You just don't be a trash knight. You can like what you like, but don't defend it knowing that it didn't succeed. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking, right? Tarnish says Ubisoft's reputation's in the dumps. Yeah. 100%. 1,000% in the dumps. Cisco says, I hate jigsaw puzzles. I hate Tetris. I'm glad someone likes those things, though. Altern is just... You're just angry because you haven't got your game yet for Crimson Desert. All right? Settle down. Settle down, Altern. All right? You'll get Crimson Desert in the mail soon. Okay? You can stop being angry, putting shit out like this. You're turning into Travis. Skull and Bones is greater than Windrose. Look at you. What, he's just angry. He's like, I can't play Crimson Desert. You know what? Fuck you. Skull and Bones is better than Windrose. You know you don't mean that. You know you don't mean that. No, it's not White Knight. It's a trash night here. It's a trash night here. It's a trash night. We got trash nights. Yeah, don't be a trash night. Right. Don't take out your anger on us, the gamers. Take your anger out on Amazon. Don't take it out on Amazon that didn't deliver your game in time. Saint says, I don't even know, was Skull and Bones a broken, buggy? Yes, it was a broke, buggy, unfinished game that got support by the actual government to get it out the door. It was missing features. It didn't work correctly, and you couldn't even board the goddamn ships. Yes, it was broken, buggy. They said, how do we take this ship combat and Black Flag and make it shittier in 15 years? And you know what? They did it. They did it. I don't know how, but they joined forces together and said, how do we make a shittier game than we made before and take 15 years and call it a quadruple A game? Quadruple A game. This right here, folks, is a quadruple A game stats. Quadruple. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 A's. 4 A's. Okay, 4 A's. 2,615 people. That's right, the Singapore government. 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 2,615 people. That's right, the Singapore I don't remember being broke and buggy, just ass and odd. Do you have amnesia? Do you have amnesia? What are we talking about? It's only been not even 2 years. You guys don't remember Skull and Bones being broke? What are we talking about? You guys. Oh my God. We did so much coverage of this game. So much coverage of this game. Like what? You might tune it out. I tune out Ghostbusters 2016. I tune out Crystal Skull. I didn't watch both of these films. They don't exist to me. Okay? You probably just were so shocked by Skull and Bones, you kind of just, like a childhood trauma. You just forgot about it. You're like, oh my God, Skull and Bones. And you just forgot about it just enough. Some of the Avengers were shilling for Skull and Bones. I didn't care enough. I just remember people not liking it and couldn't leave the ship. Yeah, you couldn't get... There was a mini game to chopping down a tree on the thing. We played it on stream. We played it for one stream, and I was like, nope, done. Good. We're good. I was like, the game will fail. We played the beta when it came out. It's crazy to me that Winrose has better ship combat in Skull and Bones than Winrose just stole from Black Flag. Yeah. Imagine. I guarantee I would love to talk to the developers of Winrose and be like, what made you make Winrose? They're like, well, we were waiting for Ubisoft to make a better game. Sort of like, was it GG Games for Path of Exile? They were waiting for Diablo to make Diablo, and they went, let's just make it ourselves. And they made a better Diablo than Diablo. These guys said, let's make a better Black Flag than Black Flag. And they did. And it's early access, by the way, and it's 15 people. 15 people. Travis says, what are you talking about? There was no Ghostbusters in 2016. That is correct. There was no Ghostbusters in 2016. I mean, either a mini game or having the guys go down their boat, chop down a tree, and go back inside the ship. And we can't do that. That's actually working on the game. There were so many problems. There were so many problems. You just sheltered it. You closed it out. It's fine. It's like when something traumatic happens when you were a kid. Auger says, Mike, did you watch the Legendary Drop video the other day about review outlets changing their tunes on Crimson Desert, but not really, and its potential bias against the specific Eastern dev? I could have sworn we watched it. Didn't we watch? We watched Legendary Drops. I can't remember. Hold on. Let me see. I could have sworn we watched it. The last video we watched, it's already over. Which is, I'm betting everything on Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't know. That was 5 days ago. Which was Friday. That's the last one we watched, I believe. Hold on. No. Legendary Drops. Let me go to his channel. Sorry. His channel, the last one we watched It's Too Much. Gaming is now for the rich. We watched that. They couldn't stop this game. I watched it 8 days ago. I don't know if we watched it on stream, though, I'll be honest. I watched it. I don't know if we watched it on stream. I can't remember. I can't remember what we watched. But I can remember Skull and Bones as being fucking broke. Cisco says, I could go for Sea of Thieves 2 for the next gen. Best water ever. Mr. Z says 8 years, monthly progression, reports on your pirate project. Some need to be sued. Sometimes I'm busy with work in the morning, so I forget. We watched something, but it's never like on the main topic. We always watch it near the end. I could have sworn, I think the last one we watched is the Grand Theft Auto one, which is 5 days ago, which doesn't really make sense because that would be Friday it came out. So we didn't watch that one. So we did watch They Couldn't Stop This Game, which is 8 days ago, which would be last week this time. Yeah. So I watched It's Already Over. They bet everything on Grand Theft Auto 6. I watched that this weekend, not on stream. And we watched They Couldn't Stop This Game on stream. Sometimes I watch it on stream, sometimes I don't. All right, what time is it? 12:30? All right. All right, I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go see if I'm going to go record. I'm going to go record some Windrose gameplay and see if that comes out smoother than, because we live streamed it last night. What I might do, if it works out, I'm just going to upload Windrose content up there. Tonight, join us over on 30 and Still Gaming. We're going to be playing some more video games with Sarge. Not sure what we're playing, but we're going to be playing something. Appreciate it very much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you like, you can go to Spotify. If you guys go to Spotify, real quick, I don't really advertise a lot of stuff on my channel here. We have a brand new album, or it's a small album here. Okay, it's The Plan's the Plan. Okay, The Plan's the Plan. There's the album cover. The Plan's the Plan. Okay, and on this small little album that we just put out, it's 3 songs. The Plan's the Plan. Put the Fries in the Bag and Morgan Park Effect. Okay. If you guys like to support the channel, you can go listen to this. You can go download it. You can go listen to all the other songs that we have there. It's on all music platforms, so you can go check it out. Appreciate it very much. It's also on YouTube as well. I don't know if it's actually uploaded on the YouTube topic yet, but yeah, they're out there. You can help us, support the channel by just listening to music. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it very much. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on 30 and Still Gaming. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Oh. Suicide Squad, 8 hours deep in Suicide Squad. Morgan says this ain't so bad, my God. Not the disaster folks declared online. Maybe the squad just needed time, but gamers looked up from the comment section dark. Somebody whispered, that's Morgan Park. Every time he says, hey, this game's okay, studios stop praying things stay that way. It's the Morgan Park effect again. Another game meets a strange new when he loads it up and says, I'm sold. Next week the player count runs cold. Morgan Park, dropping hot takes after dark when he says, this game's got heart. And publishers panic, it's Morgan Park. Concord this weekend. 7 hours deep and he's back again. I kinda want back in, he said with a spark. Somewhere servers flickered in the dark. Developers staring at the chart saying, did that review come from Morgan Park? It's the Morgan Park effect again. Another headline, gaming trend. He says it's fun and plays a lot. Suddenly the internet says it's not. Morgan Park, lighting fires with a restart. When he says this game's got heart, studios whisper Morgan Park. Star Wars Outlaws, 5 hours ghosting past stormtroopers, running jobs like a rebel looter. Star Wars Outlaws winning him over slow, from skeptical start out to hey, let's go, but somewhere deep in the galaxy far, executives stare at the Morgan Park star. Assassin's Creed Shadows. 6 hours in Assassin's Creed Shadows night, running rooftops under lantern light. After the wait and the endless debate, Morgan says, folks, it was worth the wait. Ooh, but some glances at the charts and charts. Did that quote come from Morgan Park? Then comes Highguard, calm and stark. Maybe ignore the internet, says Morgan Park. It's fine when the noise isn't in your ear, but gamers everywhere suddenly fear, because history's written in broken hearts whenever a game meets Morgan Park. Then the Marathon Server Slam took his weekend 21